Joining us this morning, CEO of Reach Out Technology, Rick Jordan. There is a lot that we do not know right now. I would guess to say that this is an unprecedented situation to see in peacetime. 3 objects detected, shot down in 3 days. The Pentagon says they don't believe that there is a threat. You have skeptics. Something's not adding up here.
There's a lot that's not adding up. And there's a couple more things we do know. All of these balloons had payloads attached to them, which, as you said, are not able to be recovered right now.
But they're not calling them balloons.
I know, they're not. It's crazy what they're calling them. One was even referred to as metal, metal in composition, which I think was the one over the Yukon in Canada. And if you take a look, the U.S. uses balloons as well, but we monitor pipelines and weather with those. And I know you're saying it's peacetime right now too, but if you look at the historical relevance of this is almost Cold War-ish feeling. Because
I think you've got people who say it's too much of a coincidence, right? So you've got the balloon that we know was, basically the size of a blimp flying over North America, being shot down over the Atlantic.
Strategic military sites,
and then within a few days, you have these 3 objects. It's the what we don't know that has people concerned. Has the White House and the federal government done enough to ease concern right now over this? Saying it's not a threat doesn't appear to be enough.
I'm a full proponent of national security. At the same time, you said it right, there's a classified briefing going on right now, so there's got to be something else up that has not been revealed to the American public right now. We take a look at the war in the Ukraine as an example, right? The West has been supplying arms, and we're still shipping arms to the Ukraine. We also know that China has been shipping, as they say, parts, right, to Russia, which can be used for their military. So it's almost like we're in the middle of a proxy war with 2 different countries. China's using Russia, U.S. is using the Ukraine, and those 2 countries are going at it. If you also take a look at things like the New START treaty, where we had nuclear armaments reduced, an agreement between the U.S. and Russia. China, we've been trying to bring them to the table for years over that. And the last thing we do know is these exact type of balloons, I see it on the screen there right now, in 2017 and 2018, China successfully tested kinetic weapons from these, both EMP and missiles. So we're curious because these UFOs, if you want to call them that, were flying over. We've at least had that much confirmed by the United States government. They were flying over strategic military installations. And we also know China is ramping up their nuclear arsenal right now.
Right, and calling America hypocritical because of surveillance gathering there.
Yeah.
So how does the White House, how does the Pentagon balance the public's desire to know, other than saying we don't believe these are aliens, with the need to protect national security, understand and recognize the threat, and protect our defense?
Yeah, I think there's been a good amount of transparency so far. If I were to take a middle-of-the-road approach politically on this, they've released, hey, this is why we restricted airspace, because we shot these things down. I think that was maybe blown to bits right when we literally saw the first one, as we got it right there. That was great timing, by the way, to see that. It's a little difficult to retract what our military is doing when that's very visible to the general public.
Let me ask you this, Rick. Should the president get out in front of the American public and address this at face value? Here's what we know. Here's what we're doing.
A resounding yes. I'm surprised there has not been a presidential briefing yet with these. And that's another thing. It's like, what's he doing at the moment? Is there something that he's weighing, some further action, which of course it's a presidential prerogative. At the same time, there's a lot of unrest with this. I mean, the questions I get being in the cybersecurity field are, hey, is this opposed to national cybersecurity? The balloons, the UFOs, they're really not, right? The capabilities, and the Taiwanese government even warned us of like, hey, skip the balloons, America. The cybersecurity threats are even greater than that, which we can see. But we've got the kinetic side for weaponry, and we have the cyber side for weaponry. Both we've seen very much in active use in the Ukraine as an example.
Really interesting conversation, pivotal at this point for global security. Always good to see you, Rick Jordan.
Same, Marni.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.